Okay. So you guys travel back, and you have, in kind of a derogatory term in this world, what's known as a 15-minute adventuring day. So you hike out, go in one fight, then you go straight back to bed. And so by
Yes.
the time you get back to the castle, it's about 6:30 in the morning, because you left the house at 4.
No,
Um,
4:30. I had breakfast first.
Oh, you had breakfast first. So found the house at 4:30, walked an hour out, fought for about a minute and a half, and then you walked an hour back. And
Yeah,
so
that's a little,
the staff is there waiting at the castle, and you two roll in, ragged and bleeding again at
we're
6:30 in
good
the
at that.
morning, and they're just everybody's looking at you and is kind of confused by the whole situation. Um,
I say, can I have more waffles, please?
yes, sir, right away.
Thank you.
And
And I sit
so
down and I put the mandibles on the table and I wait for my waffles.
Ew.
so uh, her staff, well, not completely uh, new to this type of lifestyle, I guess, have not seen it in some time since Alaria started teaching. Um, and end scene. So, you guys actually take your long rest, and for the defeat of a giant spider and 5 kobolds, you are each granted. You ready for this?
Yep.
162 experience each.
Nice.
Hey, look at that. That means we go up to
349.
level 2. Correct? Level 2?
Awesome.
Correct?
We got some work to do in consideration of our new skills.
All right. So that was a heck of a boss fight for you two. And you go back to bed, relax, and really. So you lay down and you dream. You kind of lounge around the house all day. You eat and sleep, and Abuzi's tending to his gigantic wounds. Gott is sharpening his dulled sword that he was clanging off this and that, but not his enemies.
Yeah, just not my enemies, bugs.
And so you're kind of going through this, and you're having this moment of focus, and all of the teachings of Alaria kind of become clear to you. You start to really realize your strengths and disadvantages over the fights that you've had, and really start to think about the abilities that you have as uh, the focuses and the studies that you've done so far. And so, here you go. Got as your kind of considering what happened today, you really realize that you should just throw yourself at your enemies, and what, let's say, call a reckless attack, and that you can
That sounds
throw
good. That's
aside
catchy.
all concern for your attack and defense in fierce desperation, and decide when you attack recklessly. Um, you can attack with much greater accuracy when you no longer worry about yourself. You have much more confidence in your own strength. And if someone
Some would
happens
say
to hit
recklessly.
someone
Yes,
happens
that's
to hit you, then so be it. They hit you, but by golly, you're going to use your barbarian strength to do damage to your enemy. Um, you think about the moment that you were under the trap as well, and you do some work honing what we'll call your danger sense. Um,
Good one.
and your danger sense, you just kind of kicking yourself and saying, "I should have dodged out of the way. I should have dodged out of the way," and make a promise to yourself, and that you'll study and focus so that next time you'll be able to dodge. Maybe when a trap activates, you'll be able to dodge out of the way if it requires a dexterity check.
Definitely have the advantage on that.
Yes, you would definitely have the advantage on a dexterity check going forward. So, Abusi, you're kind of wandering around the house. You're tending to your wounds, and while you're sitting there picking at it with a pair of tweezers and wrapping it with cotton cloth, You have a moment of, I guess, epiphany. You think back to the time you were in paladin schools, and all of a sudden, it almost feels that a part of your brain unlocked, a subject that you didn't do particularly well in spellcasting, suddenly made sense. That now you're in pain and you're in danger, and you have this moment exactly where you realize that you could cast spells. In that there just has to be a better way to treat your wounds. There has to be a better way to fight your enemies and save your friends. And you first need to sit down and go back through your spellcasting books and study and prepare to be able to cast spells. But you think that tomorrow probably you could give it a try and cast a spell successfully. Now, there is one other thing for you, and that at second level, well, actually, there's two other things.
Yeah.
Firstly, you go out to the garden after you patch yourself up, and you sit there and you start to pray for a minute. Tell me about your god.
To my god, and let me double check this real quick. I had this figured out. I'm just not good with names. Hang on.
Alright.
Okay, so my god is Lavender, god of birth and renewal.
Okay.
She is a light god, and life is important.
Good. So you sit there facing the rising sun. It's later in the morning now, and you kind of have this moment where you're praying to your god, and you're thinking about your magical ability. You're thinking about all the things in your life, and you feel a strength in your arms, and you feel almost like a glow. Your weapon is laying there at your side, and you see it glow for a minute, as if she reached out through the sunrise and tried to touch you. And with that, imbues your weapon with the ability to call upon the strength of your god in a divine smite, where you can focus your magical energy and pray to her to smite down your enemies as you strike them. And then you eat and rest again and take two. The two of you take to the yard out back in the afternoon and try and loosen yourself back up, as you're both bruised and injured a little bit. And as you two spar a bit out back, and Got practices throwing his body and his weight around at Abuzi. Abuzi, you realize that your fighting has improved, that all the combat in the last few days has really honed your ability, and that you've become more stylistic and preferential to a particular fighting style.
Yes.
Tell me about that fighting style.
I think I'm really good at dueling.
Okay.
I think I've realized that when I'm holding a melee weapon and no other weapon, I'm just focusing on that one melee weapon. I'm really good at hitting with that thing. And when I hit, I do more damage.
So, are you, when you attack with your great sword, are you attacking with one hand or two hands?
One hand, because I have a shield in my other hand.
Okay.
Right? Does that affect things? Have I been using two hands this whole time?
You're attacking with a great sword?
Yeah.
Actually,
No, longsword. You attack with a longsword, Michael.
Oh yeah, I have a longsword. Sorry, it's a longsword, not a great sword.
yeah,
One
you're
hand,
tell
and
me
you have
that.
your shield. In your...
Yeah.
Yeah, which is versatile.
Yes, a longsword is a versatile weapon. I thought for a minute you said it with great sword. Longsword is yes. So that is a one-handed weapon. You've got your shield, and as the two of you spar off, you feel extreme focus on Got as he stands in front of you, and you realize that any strikes done by your weapon in a man-to-man duel would do more damage. That you start to think of all the angles and all the little nooks and crannies of your opponents in order to determine how you would do more damage to them. And with that, you are becoming a dueling paladin.
Yeah.
So the day goes on. You pray to your god again. God sharpens his weapons in his teeth. And you patch up the ragged remains of your clothes, shining your armor, especially Obuzi's. Armor is just
Destroyed.
and frankly
A lot
disgusting.
of repairs on that one.
So you take to town to repair your items at no cost. You are a name known in town, and you kind of meet up with the solicitor on the way to the blacksmith, and she explains things to the blacksmith for you, and he patches your stuff up for free.
I thank the blacksmith.
So, with that, your day ends. You turn in early again, probably about 8 p.m., shortly after the sun went down, as there's not much to do without the light in this town. And you both set out quite early that morning.
All right.
That ends your day. So let's take a quick... I'm not going to actually... Okay, we're not taking a break. Let's do some bookkeeping real quick.
Bookkeeping.
If you want to keep everything in terms of gold...
Yeah, we can trade out.
Then-
We can trade out stuff, right?
Right.
Swap out copper. So
Right. An electrum piece, 2 electrum pieces is 1 gold piece.
okay, good. So I'm keeping those
So you
two.
guys can do that.
Okay, so that's
10 silver pieces
6.
is 1 gold piece, but I don't think you have 10 silver pieces.
No.
But 10 copper pieces is 1 silver piece.
All right. So I have 1
Silver.
copper and 3 silver.
10 copper is
1
one
copper
silver?
is 1 silver.
Alright, that works.
10 silver is 1 gold,
Yes.
and then 2 electro.
Yes, 2 electrum
Electrum.
is 1 gold.
Electrum.
So electrum actually generally screws up
Gold silver.
everything, so we're going to try and avoid that as much as possible.
Okay. I hate electrum.
So I'm
How
glad that
many
we got rid of
gold
both of
for
that.
platinum?
Both of what?
10.
10 gold to platinum. I'm gonna keep my gold though.
Yeah, that's fine. Hold on. Alright, can we take 5 minutes?
Yep, we will actually take a break here. So we're going to take a little bit more
Cool.
than 5 minutes, and we're going to take a hard break
Yeah.
here and come back in just a little bit.
Awesome.